Well, dear learners, I welcome you all in this session on joint venture accounts, part 2. Well, friends, we had already discussed about the joint venture, that joint venture is nothing but when two or more than two persons joins the hands in order to perform a common task, and the profit and loss in that particular task are shared by the persons in the agreed sharing ratio. So the persons who joins the hands in order to perform a specific job, these persons are known as co-venturers. And when two or more than two persons undertake any project in order to earn profit or loss, then this is what we call a joint venture. So here, in case of joint ventures, we will see how the transactions are recorded in the joint venture accounts and in the co-venturer account. So here, in the joint venture accounts, the methods which are used in order to maintain the books of accounts are many, but for the sake of convenience, for the sake of knowledge, we will discuss only a few methods under which the joint venture account is prepared. So let us see what are those different methods under which the accounts are prepared, the business transactions are recorded as far as the joint venture accounts is concerned. So with the help of the illustration, we will see how the business transactions in joint venture accounts are recorded. So here is we have an example. Mr. Rajesh and Suresh entered into a contract to construct a building for rupees 4 lakh. Rajesh and Suresh contributed rupees 2 lakh and rupees 1 lakh 50,000 respectively. They agreed to share profit and losses in the ratio of 4:3. It was decided that the work will be looked after by Rajesh, who will be paid 5% commission on the contract price in addition to his share of profits. So it is categorically mentioned that the extra work being performed by Mr. Rajesh, he will be entitled to have 5% commission on the contract price. Rajesh purchases the necessary materials for rupees 3,20,000 and paid rupees 9,000 for expenses. Rajesh also contributed building materials worth rupees 20,000 from his own stock, and rupees 5,000 remained to be paid for wages. Suresh took over the stock of materials for an agreed value of rupees 16,000. The building was completed and the contract money was duly received. Record the above transaction in the books of Rajesh and show the joint venture account and Suresh account, assuming that the outstanding wages were paid by the Rajesh. So these are the informations which have been provided. So based on the information provided to us, we will prepare the joint venture account and we will prepare the Suresh account. So here is the joint venture account. So here, first of all, to cash purchases 3,20,000. So let us see how does it arrive 3,20,000. Yes, because the joint venture has to be purchased in the books of Mr. Rajesh, which is mentioned in the question. So Rajesh has purchased material worth rupees 3,20,000. It is mentioned in the question. So here to cash 3,20,000. So the journal entry would be joint venture account debit to cash, because when we buy the goods, the cash will go out from the pocket, therefore cash account has been credited 3,20,000. Then two cash expenses 9,000. So these are the expenses which have been paid by the Rajesh. So here it is mentioned that Rajesh purchases the necessary materials for rupees 3,20,000 and paid rupees 9,000 for expenses. So two cash expenses 9,000. So two purchases material supplied. So this much of material has been supplied by the Suresh. So let's check it. Yes. Rajesh also contributed building material worth rupees 20,000 from his own stock. So Rajesh has also contributed building material worth rupees 20,000 from his own stock. Therefore, it is two purchases 20,000. Two outstanding wages. So it is mentioned in the question that outstanding wages has also been paid by Mr. Rajesh 5,000. So to commission. So here it is mentioned in the question that in addition to the normal job being performed by Mr. Rajesh, he will also perform the other activities, and for those activities he is entitled to a commission of 5% on the gross sales. So here he has made the sales of rupees 4 lakh. So 5% of this is 20,000. So to commission 20,000. So here this is the balancing figure. It means this is the net profit. So this is the excess of this credit side over the debit side. So this is 42,000. So here buy cash 4 lakh. It is mentioned in the question that the sales has been made for rupees 4 lakh. Then the next one is Suresh took over the stock of material for an agreed valuation of rupees 16,000. So the entry will be Suresh account debit to consignment. So in the Suresh account debit to joint venture. So in joint venture by Suresh 16,000. By Suresh 16,000. So total is 4,16,000. Total is 4,16,000. So this 42,000 is the balancing figure. It means excess of this credit side over the debit side. Over the debit side. Now we can prepare the Suresh account. So Suresh, here you can see Suresh profit is 18,000. So we will credit the Suresh account. So by joint venture 18,000. This is the amount of profit of share of Mr. Suresh. Now again go back. Yes. Suresh took over the stock of material for an agreed valuation of rupees 16,000. So for this we had made the journal entry Suresh account debit to joint venture. So two joint venture in Suresh account 16,000. Two joint venture 16,000. Rajesh contributed rupees 2 lakh, whereas Suresh contributed rupees 1,50,000. So the entry was made. We credited the Suresh account. So accordingly 1,50,000. 1 lakh by cash 1,50,000. Total is 1,68,000. So out of 1,68,000, if you subtract 16,000, this is the balancing figure 1,52,000. Total is 1 lakh. So total is 1,68,000. 1,68,000. 8,000. A recording in the books of all co-venturers. So this is another method where all the co-venturers are recording the business transaction in the books of account maintained by them. So under this method, all transactions relating to joint ventures are recorded in the books of all the co-venturers. In order to complete joint venture account in the books of all the co-venturer, each co-venturer sends the necessary information about his dealings to other co-venturer. There is not much of a difference in the recording of transaction between first and second method. We will be having similar entries in joint venture accounts in each co-venturer books, who shall all open the personal accounts of other co-venturers. An illustration is given. Arvind and Bablu entered into a joint venture agreeing to share profit and losses equally. The following are the transactions that took place during the course of the venture. Arvind bought goods for cash 2500. Bablu bought goods for cash 7,000. Arvind paid storage charges 500. Bablu paid freight and insurance 800. Bablu sold goods for cash 7,000. Bablu received 3% commission on sales 210. Sales made by Arvind 5,000. Commission payable to Arvind 150. Bablu took over the unsold stock 560. Prepare the necessary ledger accounts in the books of Arvind and Bablu, assuming that the accounts are finally settled between them. So, in the books of Arvind, joint venture account. So, here to cash goods purchase. So, Arvind has purchased the goods 2,500. Arvind bought the goods for rupees 2,500. Then to Bablu. So, Bablu has purchased the goods worth rupees 7,000. Bablu bought the goods for rupees 7,000. Then to cash expenses. So, these are the expenses which have been incurred in connection with the joint venture. Check it. 500. Arvind paid storage rupees 500. The amount of rupees 800 paid by Bablu. So, these are the expenditure incurred by Mr. Bablu 800. Bablu paid freight and insurance 800. Then to Bablu commission 210. Let's check it. Yes, commission 210. To commission account 150, and this is the net profit of rupees 1,400, which is shared between Arvind and Bablu equally. So, 700 total is 1,400, and here the total is 12,560. So, this commission account 150, kindly check it. Yes, commission payable to Arvind 150. Now, Bablu has made the sales of rupees 7,000. Check it. Sales made by Bablu. Yes, sales made by Bablu 7,000 and by Arvind 5,000. Sales made by Bablu 7,000, by Arvind 5,000. Stock taken over by Bablu 560. Check it. Yes, Bablu took over the unsold stock. So, entry would be Bablu account debit to joint venture. So, by Bablu 560. So, total is 12,560. So, out of this 12,560, if you subtract this and this, so you will get the balancing figure of rupees 1,400. So, this amount of rupees 1,400 is the net profit on account of joint venture. Bablu account. So, Bablu has made the sales of rupees 7,000. So, the entry was Bablu account debit to joint venture. So, in the account of Bablu to joint venture 7,000. And here it is also mentioned in the question that Bablu has taken over the stock of rupees 560. So again the entry was Bablu account debit to joint venture, stock taken over 560. Now come to this side, by joint venture goods purchase. So it is mentioned in the question that Bablu has purchased the goods for rupees 7,000. So the entry was joint venture account debit to Bablu. So in Bablu account by joint venture 7,000. By joint venture expenses 800. So it is mentioned in the question that Bablu has spent rupees 800 as expenses. So this is the amount of rupees 800. We can check it. Yes, Bablu's expenses, here it is mentioned 800. By joint venture, so commission, it is again mentioned in the question 210. This is by joint venture, share of profit. So share of profit is rupees 700 because the net amount of the profit was 1400 and the profit is being shared between Bablu and Arvind equally. So 700 Bablu share and 700 Arvind share. So total is 8,710. So out of this 8,710, if you subtract this, you will come at the balancing figure of rupees 1150. So this is the balance due to Bablu. So total is 8710. Total is 8710. So ledger of Bablu. So in the books of Bablu, so it will remain the same. To Arvind, Arvind bought the goods for rupees 2,500. To cash, goods purchased by Bablu. To Arvind expenses, expenses incurred by Arvind, expenses incurred by Bablu. This is the commission of Bablu. This is the commission of Arvind. This is the share of profit 700, 700. Total is 1,400. So this is the share of profit 700, 700. Total is 1,400 and the total of this joint venture account is 12,560. 12,560. So here by cash, sales made by Bablu 7,000, sales made by Arvind 5,000 mentioned. By purchase, stock taken over by Bablu 560. So that way total is 12,560. Arvind account. So Arvind has made the sales of rupees 5,000. The journal entry was Arvind account debit to joint venture. So to joint venture 5,000. Total is 5,000. Here by joint venture goods purchase. So the amount of goods purchased by Arvind, the entry would be joint venture account debit to Arvind. So by joint venture 2,500. And here by joint venture expenses, these are the expenses of Arvind. This is the amount of commission of Mr. Arvind. By joint venture, this is the profit and loss sharing ratio 700. So this is the balancing figure 1150, that is 1,150. So balance due received. So this is the amount which we have to receive from Arvind. So total is 5,000. Total is 5,000. Memorandum joint venture account. So in this memorandum joint venture account, let us see how the memorandum joint venture account is prepared. So in this method, each co-venturer records all transactions relating to the joint venture in the joint venture account opened in his book. But under the memorandum joint venture account method, each co-venturer will record only those transactions relating to the joint venture which are directly concerned with him. So only all the co-venturers will record the transactions which are concerned to them only and not those of others. Nobody will record the transactions made by the other co-venturers. Under this method, each co-venturer opens a joint venture account including the name of the other co-venturer. So under this method, each co-venturer opens a joint venture account including the name of the other co-venturers. Let us say A and B entered into a joint venture and certain transactions have taken place for which the following entries will be passed in each co-venturer books. So first, A purchases goods for cash. So if any of the co-venturer purchases the goods for cash, the journal entry would be joint venture with B account to cash. So in the books of A will write joint venture account with B, and in the books of B will write joint venture with A's account to cash. A incurs expenditure on account of joint venture. So A has incurred certain expenditures on account of joint venture. So for that, joint venture with B's account debit to cash. Third one is when B sells the good. So when B sells the good, cash will come in, and as per the rationale of the real account debit, what comes in. So here cash is coming in, therefore the cash account will be debited. Cash account debit to joint venture with A account. B sends money to A. So the journal entry would be joint venture with A account debit to cash or to bank. So if the payment is received through cash, or if the payment is made through cash, then joint venture with A account debit to cash, and if the payment has been made through check, then the entry would be joint venture with A account debit to bank. B. It shall be recorded in A book as follow: cash or bank account debit to joint venture with B, because A cannot write his name in his books. So therefore, A will record the transactions with reference to B. Each co-venturer will record only his share of profit or loss. So in the event of profit, the entry will be in the books of A for share of profit, joint venture with B account debit to profit and loss. In the books of B, joint venture with A account debit to profit and loss. In the event of loss, the entry shall be reversed as follows. So in the books of A, profit and loss account debit to joint venture with B, and in the books of B, profit and loss account debit to joint venture with A. Here is the illustration. Prem of Delhi and Satish of Calcutta entered into a joint venture for the purchase and sales of goods. The profit and losses are to be shared in the ratio of 2:1. Prem purchased goods for rupees 40,000 and sent them to Satish, paying rupees 3,000 for freight and insurance. Prem also incurred sundry expenses rupees 400. Satish sold goods for rupees 55,000 and incurred rupees 6,000 as expenses. Unsold stock is valued at rupees 7,000, which was taken over by Satish. Satish remitted the balance due to Prem by a bank draft. Each party ledger contains a record of his own transaction in the joint venture account. Prepare A. Memorandum joint venture account. B. Joint venture with Satish account in the Prem's ledger, and joint ventures with Prem's account in Satish ledger. So here it is joint ventures with Satish in the books of Prem. So two bank purchases has been made for rupees 40,000. Two bank, these are the expenses incurred 3,000. Two bank sundry expenses mentioned again in the question 400. Then this is the net amount of profit of rupees 8,400. So total is 51,500. So here by bank, the final settlement 51,800. This we will see in the working notes. So total is 51,800, 51,800. Ledger of Satish. Two bank expenses 6,000. These are the expenses. Two profit and loss. This is his share 4,200, because total profit is 8,400. So profits have been shared equally, that is 4,200 and 4,200. Two bank final settlement 51,800. Here by bank sales 55,000 it is mentioned in the question. By purchase stock taken over worth rupees 7,000 also mentioned in the question. Total is 62,000, and out of 62,000 if we will subtract this will be the balancing figure which is reflected in the joint venture account also. Now memorandum joint venture account. So here goods have been purchased for rupees 40,000, then 3,000 expenses, sundry expenses again mentioned in the question 400, total is 43,400. These are the expenses which have been incurred by Satish 6,000. This is the net profit and loss shared by Prem 8,400 and Satish 4,200. Total 12,600. By the sales proceeds mentioned in the question 55,000, stock taken over 7,000 mentioned, total is 62,000. So this was all about this question on joint venture account. So I hope that with the help of this illustration, the students are now very clear how to prepare the joint venture accounts and joint preparation of joint ventures under different methods of maintaining the books of the account. So all the methods which are quite important for the students' point of view, we have discussed all the methods. So this was all about this session on joint venture. So with this, I extend my sincere thanks to the viewers, to my learners who have enjoyed this session, and with this, I extend my thanks to those who have enjoyed this session, who have understood the concept of joint venture. So with this, I extend my heartfelt thanks. Thank you very much.